So while she's doing
one
that...
One flew east, one flew west. Never mind.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest?
That's what I was going with, anyway.
Get out.
Sorry.
While she's doing that, I guess Shard and Grail are outside. Everybody else is still inside, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to drag them outside and have them sit in the middle of the dirt, in the middle of the farmyard, away from anything, so they can't jump and run. Or well, they should be hobbled by now and tied together, so it'd be hell of a thing for them to do. But
it's a good idea.
They get up and run.
And you're good with knots, so I'm sure you tied them real good.
I'm gonna crouch. Kind of like put my hand, like rest my forearms on my legs, like crouching, and kind of lower the mouth, the gag on Gothreed.
Gareth.
Gareth.
Gilbert Gottfried, actually.
And say, look, Gareth, I don't know if you're here by choice, but I certainly understand the circumstances that would lead one into banditry. If you help us find the missing man and make sure that we bring him to justice, I'll make sure that the Duchess herself understands as well, and she can go lenient on you, and we have a pretty good rapport. If you don't help us, there's nothing I can do. It will be whatever she decides.
He looks over at you, and he spits on you.
I'm going to, I say, okay. No interest in self-preservation. That's fine. And
no, just no more interest in further deal.
I raise the gag. He's done.
And goodbye.
I don't know what you thought was going to come out of that, seeing as how we've lied to him once already.
Twice, really.
I thought,
sure.
maybe a check of some sort, but no. That's...
Twice that he knows of, and a third time he doesn't know about yet. Not the best rapport. If we were doing the character alignment chart with him right now, his relationship with the party would not be a phenomenal one.
No.
Okay, so you have these guys tied up on the outside. You have one guy whose whereabouts are unknown. Lena, at this point, you kind of fly back to the farm and see everybody else out in the dirt area with the prisoners as they were now.
I kind of meet her as she kind of comes down, and still in her dragon form, of course. And any luck? Did you see him?
I'm gonna shake my head.
Damn.
Where did you look?
And I'm gonna look west to where I flew.
Oh, that would have been my guess too. That's where Holden went.
Check the other directions. He can't have gotten too far. You can fly much further than he can run. Keep looking.
Please, Lena, please.
Okay, I will nod, and now I will. God, what direction am I gonna take now?
Tessian calls down. He's like, "Did you see him?"
Hello.
So I'm gonna fly up to him and shake my head, and then I'm gonna do a little gesture that I'm gonna fly in another direction. I guess I'm gonna try and do that with my little claws. But I need to pick a direction.
You do, and you probably only have time for about one more of these because you don't fly a whole lot faster than you can run. The benefit is you don't have to worry about terrain, but you ain't that fast as a pseudo dragon.
What? I know you probably already said this, So what is south of here?
There is a river that kind of inlets into the land. There's Black Harbor down there. There's the God, what's that forest called? Jason, what's the forest called by Black Harbor?
The Cryptwood.
The Cryptwood. That's down to the south. Sowenwood, where you're from, is southeast-ish of here, more east than south. But then there's a smattering of other villages and towns and stuff that you wouldn't know anything about. So can't really fill that answer in because you've never been that way. Tessie would know of some of them, but he's not there with you for this.
Not in your head.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
But those are the major ones that even you would have probably heard about, especially Black Harbor, because Tessian's from there, so you have an idea where that's at. He's certainly talked about it at some point. He loves to talk about Black Harbor.
Yes. True.
I'll shout up. Lena, would you kindly give us a moment? Look over at Karash. Strixiki, how good at you are at your gathering information?
Are you talking to me in Draconic or in English?
English.
Or common, whatever, English.
He's talking in Espanol. Oh, sí.
Es muy bueno. Yeah, I can speak with one of them. And I'm gonna grin.
I would be very interested in helping you with that conversation.
We need to make sure they cannot run.
They already can't.
We can't leave them alone.
I recommend doing this right here in front of the others.
I'm gonna shrug and I'm gonna separate one from the herd. Let's go with Taki.
All right. Garoth it is.
I'm gonna take his gag off and gosh.
I'm gonna say.
I guess
remember
I'll start
what
with
I offered.
what? Huh?
I'm sorry. I just want to tell him. Remember what I offered, as this is about to happen.
Oh, fair enough. All right. I'm definitely gonna go attempt to intimidate him, and I'm gonna get my hackles up and start spitting sparks in his face as I talk to him, and let my face and body start glowing a little bit as I ask him what they've been doing here.
Okay.
I'll watch
And-
the other three for reactions.
Tessian's gonna do that cool thing where you slide down the side of the ladder, assuming he can, or he's just gonna climb down.
And then he fist bumps
Yeah.
in the background.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah. I'm excited to fail.
Crash is working on his intimidation check, and then Lena, you're going to hold, or you're going to keep going without them? They asked you to hold, but are you going to stay put?
Yeah, I'll maybe like perch on Tessian's shoulder when he comes down the ladder. However, he does that.
Yeah, you might want to wait to see what this roll is first.
Yeah.
It's an 8. Yeah.
So, even you're glad that nobody can see you in your present position in the silo because you've gone away from the window to climb back down the ladder, because you start to slide down the outside with like, your hands on him, and you immediately realize, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna get huge. So you immediately like grab back on, and you.
I don't. I actually just let go and I just cast Feather Fall,
All right.
so I just actually just fall. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it goes well for about all of 10 feet, and that's it. And you're immediately like, nope, that's not gonna work.
It's fine. I'll just Feather Fall. It's faster. So.
Okay.
Did you choose a second direction then, or no?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
I'm still debating that.
I asked her to hold.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Karash.
Okay.
19.
19. He looks up and he is concerned. You can see on his face that, like, he's not necessarily thrilled about this new thing that has presented itself in front of him. He also doesn't say a word.
All right. I'm gonna give him one more chance. Speak or you lose a hand.
Ha. On 19. He looks up at you and he spits on you.
I
I'm
like
gonna
this
take his
guy.
hand.
So, Chris, this is gonna be up to you. Karash made a threat, then he got spit on. I am going to try to be like, get in there and be like, Karash. And if I can, then that's great. If he's like, thump instantly, then I can't do anything.
Karash, go ahead and make an attack roll
Okay.
with your weapon of choice, whatever you're using for this.
Oh, my sword, obviously.
Oh my god.
Isaac, go ahead.
16.
Isaac, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. It's weird, but it's what we're going with.
I like it.
I just want to acknowledge.
So is
it's
that
weird.
just dexterity that I click on?
Yeah,
There's a-
just click Dex.
For the most
There
part,
is a-
yes. Those
there
can
is a
technically be
save.
different, a raw dex check and a saving throw, but if I
Oh
don't
my
think
God.
there's a-
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh
Oh, is that a 1?
Yes.
Is it though?
It's
Yes.
a nat 1, but you got a 5 total.
Is it?
He's deciding though. Remember, he's not beholden to.
Oh,
his
that's
roll.
right. He's got
I'm
he's
not
got
gonna
lucky.
accidentally lose my own hand.
Yeah.
Just right in the way. It just.
And
Oh,
since,
no, I didn't think this
dexterity.
through.
In fact, what you thought you saw, you didn't see.
Was an illusion.
So using luck, yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Karash, you swing. You're not even bothering to wipe what's been spit on you off of your face. If anything, it's kind of just fueling your arm to move more quickly. And as you do, it's interrupted with force you weren't expecting by a rapier, as Isaac's just able to block the attack and prevent you from cutting off this man's arm.
Karash, if I can have a word real quick. Back in the city where I'm from, I heard tales of my father. The most effective torture he would do. Make a man think he was drowning. No physical harm comes to them, but very effective.
Dude, this just took a dark turn.
Which one of the other three looks the most nervous?
There's 5 of them, and
Sure, all
of them, of them, I mean, there's definitely one that sort of sticks out as being like, what the hell is happening? More wide-eyed than the others. A couple of them aren't even paying attention. One of them's bound in such a way that he's facing the wrong way. Yeah, he's not even... But there's a couple of them that seem a little bit affected by what's going on. One of them does seem a bit wide-eyed. It's the same guy who ended up in the rug.
It occurs to me we have this rug. Cuts off their oxygen. Why don't we use it?
One
Rather
moment.
than cutting off hands left and right.
Isaac, I believe I found the weakest link.
Oh,
God.
that sounds perfect. Looks like your time is up, Gareth. And I put his stupid thing back on his face.
Before you have a chance to do that, he does. You hear him as you guys are having this conversation, and all he's doing is going.
Oh, I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna gag him and punch him just cause.
I say you did earn that one, Gareth. You did.
And you can see, even after you punch him, you can't hear the noise coming out of him anymore, but he's still laughing. Even after the blow strikes him, he laughs anyways. It's muffled
All right.
now. It's like,
Is there like a water trough for horses or something nearby?
Oh
sure,
my God.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna grab him by the back of the neck, and we all know what's gonna happen now.
You're going to kiss him?
Oh,
I'm
Look at the rug
gonna
and
show
put it in
him a
front of
love
the
at the
other guy.
bottom of the water trough.
And he's tied up to everyone.
Yes, you're going to be
They're
dragging
all
a whole... Well, he's,
trailing
no,
along
he
with
separated
him.
the one.
yeah.
The other
Yeah.
5 are still
Okay.
tied together. He did separate the
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
So he's not just
Yeah.
dragging a whole bunch of people over
I
the
was
horse
like,
trough.
what
The worst day ever. What a group of heroes. Okay, well, he can't really put up any resistance, seeing as he's restrained, so you're able to drag him over to that. And then you put
Can
the
I-
rug in front of the other one, Shard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will lower his mouth restraint. I'll say, we only need information. And I think you have it. Now, would you care to go back into this rug, or would you just like to give us the correct direction?
He looks kind of confused. He doesn't seem like the brightest one in the bunch, and he says, well, I thought he wanted to know what we were doing here. Now you want to know where the guy went, but I don't want to go back in the rug. What? And he's looking around. He's watching as Karash is dragging Garoth over to this trough.
Don't worry about him. Just worry about me.
Tessian sees him dragging this guy outside, and it just nods. This is going about as well as he thought it would.
Okay. For a half second, I was like, Tessian, is he going to stop him? I was like, no, he's not going to stop him. Go ahead and make an intimidation check, Karash.
Crash?
Yeah, that you're dragging
Okay.
him over to the trough. Then what?
Oh, I'm gonna
Do you want me
dunk
to
him.
make the check, though? Okay.
Yeah.
20.
To
24.
Intimidate him as you're dragging him over?
No, Crash, the intimidation check was for me.
Yeah, that's for him.
Oh, I'm
You
very
can't
confused.
intimidate him anymore. He's already gone.
Okay. Yeah, no. When he get him over there, I'm gonna put his head under the water and leave him there for give it start with a few seconds and then pull him up, let him breathe, and then do it again and add a couple of seconds and rinse, repeat.
I'm watching closely, but not doing anything yet.
I got a 24.
Okay. Only a 10. He says, as this dunking process has now begun over there, and he's kind of looking over there wide-eyed, he says, I talk, you won't hurt him anymore?
That is the agreement, yes.
And you can see at this point the others who are tied up with him looking in his direction, and they have looks on their face of, don't you dare. And he looks over at them, and he sort of weighs his options. And he says, I can't do it. Put me in the rug.
I cut him free, put him down in the rug, and say, Tesseract.
Oh dear.
Okay. Let's see how Garoth is faring in the water. Now, D&D characters by their nature, natural 1. D&D characters by their nature have pretty good abilities to hold their breath underwater. Even just a constitution score of +1 is enough to hold it for a minute. But on a natural 1, let's say he mistimes one of those, and some of the water is starting to go into his lungs, and you can hear him now, like, struggling to cough because he still has this gag over him that's making it hard to breathe in the first place. And now he looks like he's starting to flail against his restraints.
Tessie will use shape water to pull the water out of his lungs if you'll allow it. Not really sure how that's supposed to work. Shape water.
Also tell Karash to stop. So if that.
Well, yeah, I would. I'm not trying to kill him right yet.
Shape water can't freeze things with a creature in it, I don't think. I don't know if it says anything about moving water into space with the creature other than it's not enough force to hurt them. So I'm not sure how.
I'm looking.
Yeah, you can move water up to 5 feet. Movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage, cause it to form, change its color to opacity, freeze it with no creatures. It's the only thing I've seen with no creatures in the space.
Okay.
So I don't. It's a weird call because I'm sort of targeting him because it's sort of his lungs, but I just kind of want to pull it out if I can.
I will say...
And it does sort of create a precedent if we're ever drowning in the future.
That's
so,
correct. That's the thing I'm most concerned about.
Yeah.
This is benevolent enough of intention, but opens up a dangerous precedent for a cantrip.
Yeah, if you want to say no, then I won't
Yeah,
try
I'm going to have to say no to that. Sorry.
That's fine. I don't try it. He can just drown.
But Isaac does step in, presumably still, and say, hey, like he said. Now the question is, Crash, do you pull him back out?
Oh yeah, I'll pull him out and cut the gag and try and knock the water out of his lungs.
Lena, I think you're going to have to make a choice. We're running out of time.
It is looking that way.
I disagree. I think these men are becoming much more pliable.
The gentleman inside the rug takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage and is still smothering.
It's your call, Lena. Give it another couple minutes. We're running out of time.
I nod, and I'm going to start, looking around, considering which way I should go.
Did Tessian catch any of this bit that the guy said about, he can't do it because he looked at the other guys? Did I catch any of that, or was that sort of on the inside and I'm kind of on the outside?
I think you were down there by then, so sure.
Tessian will walk over to... How many guys are tied up?
5. Well, 4 now, because one's in the rug.
God, he'll just grab one of them. He's gonna eat shit for this, but I'll just essentially cast Shocking Grasp until the guy's dead.
Jesus Christ! What have you started, Lincoln?
My guy is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that. Okay.
Man.
I mean,
Schrodinger's rug.
Man.
And
How
it's
does
sort
this
of
work? I have so many questions.
I know. I'm doing this, and this
It's
is
all
not
right.
easy.
I think it's interesting. How long does this take? A second shock dead?
It's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, there would be time to react to it because the damage is only, 1d8 plus whatever?
I would
yeah.
And
essentially...
you could essentially apply it as an additional action per round, whatever, if we were in combat. So it could take, 20 seconds to maybe have the full effect to where he would be out of hit points. So you would have time to do something if you choose.
I'll say Tesseract and lean the guy up and show him what Tessian's doing.
Okay.
and say, "This man's opinion will not be worth much more for much longer.
That's exactly what Tessian's trying to do.
And
You
I
can
know.
live today and fight tomorrow."
And in that moment, I go over and I punch Tessian in the face, and I try to get him to stop shocking this guy.
Oh my god, what a mess! I'm doing literally nothing. I'm watching this goddamn train wreck just wide-eyed.
You know,
Oh.
that is a fair response, I believe. Okay, go ahead and roll for an attack with advantage since he's predisposed.
And what would I do for that?
Assuming you want to punch him. I don't think you probably have an unarmed strike built in there, yeah?
No.
So then, for the sake of time, make a strength check.
And this
It would
might-
be, I think it's a strength, so it would be a roll with his strength and proficiency.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
I was about to
Proficiency
say,
is natural for fighting, for
if it's
punching.
worth anything, I would like clock with the hilt of the rapier. That still might just, because it's not how you're supposed to use a rapier, it still just might be a punch.
Yeah,
But-
it's going to be... Yeah, this is bludgeoning damage en route here. And
So
not
just
a ton
click
of it.
on strength,
Yep.
and then
We'll
we'll
say
see
with
what it
advantage,
is.
you still have to beat his armor class, but since tied up.
No. You don't see that.
Well, you need to roll with advantage in the first place,
Oh.
just so you know.
Well, he rolled twice. That's the same
yeah.
thing.
I think he was thinking of
but I
spending a
used the
luck.
luck, so I'm going to redo that.
Len, have you settled on a direction?
I guess I'm gonna fly towards Harnstead. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but I don't know enough about the blades and where they're positioned to, like, because they go to Harnstead to steal stuff. Maybe they have a place to hide there. I just don't know enough about the blades. And
But you
where
haven't
they
left
go.
yet, right?
No,
Okay.
not yet. But it
So,
sounds like I have to pick.
It's a
soon.
16, Chris, and 2 points of luck down.
It's
Okay.
18 if you include proficiency.
Oh, wonderful.
Then that should hit. Yes, Tessian?
Except that Tessian uses shield the first time I get to do it.
That's true.
So Tessian just holds his hand up, and these sort of like sigils form, and he blocks the attack because it doesn't beat the 21 armor class that he now has.
So with one arm grasping this man that he's shocking to death, as Isaac tries to come up and punch him, he brings his other arm up. And sort of Doctor Strange-like is able to block it without even your hand connecting with his fist, but he's able to kind of very quickly see it coming and react.
And I say, is this who we are now? Is this who you want to be? Is this the role model you want to be for Lena?
And Tessian kind of glares at him for a second, and then he kind of starts addressing the men. He's just like, my name is Tessian Nikolai Black II. In the name of Black Harbor, you have all been declared bandits, thugs, criminals, and traitors, and you will face death unless you can assist us in tracking down the man that got away.
Is he still shocking that one?
Yes.
Fuck.
Over time, yes, but he's still not going to be in danger yet, even as the speech is going on. Let's see. Go ahead and make your choice, I guess, if this is persuasion or intimidate.
I mean, gosh. I mean, I know which one I'm
Blurring the
better
line.
at, but, like, I'll choose persuasion then. 22.
You hear what sounds like a muffled, urgent noise come from one of the four that is still tied up and gagged.
Oh, I'm going to drop Coffee McLungserson over here and leave him to continue trying to clear his own lungs or die, whatever. And then I'm going to grab What's-His-Nut, the one who's making noises, separate him out from the other ones, and take him inside where he can't continue to be intimidated by his cohort.
Okay. Testing, you allow this?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you stop shocking the other gentleman?
Yeah, let's see where this goes.
And Shard?
I'll stand over the guy on the rug.
Okay. He's not currently in it.
No, I pull him out earlier to show
That's
him
what I
the
thought. Just making sure you
electricity.
weren't putting it back in or something. Okay. Karash drags a man back inside the farmhouse where, at this point now, as you're going back over to the farmhouse, and the heat of everything, you didn't really notice this before, any of you, but you notice the farmer and his wife are both standing in the door frame,
Excellent.
That's fine.
looking
That's-
aghast.
Great.
That's good.
Good.
I'm gonna, as I drag him through, say apologies, and then I'm gonna take him down into the trap door in the hallway, just down inside, not too far down, but far enough down that I can have a conversation with him without being interrupted.
Snake Boy is taking his prey down through the lair.
Man, I'm
Dragon!
going to.
I don't do that tongue thing.
Strixiki, hurry.
I'm gonna say, Grail, watch Tessie and make sure he doesn't kill anyone else, please. And I'm gonna follow Karash.
My God.
Karash is gonna pull his gag down when I get down there, and I'm gonna ask him to start talking. And I'm gonna have my best glare on the whole time with my sword in my hand.
Okay. Everybody else outside, just chilling for now?
Holding formation.
I'm like looking at Tessian very intensely, like waiting for him to make a move, because I am like kind of shocked by all of this. It happened so fast. Oh my God.
Tessin just sort of straightens his cloak.
Oh my
with his
God.
arm. Like he's sort of done with this.
Lena?
Yeah.
Look at Miguel's face. It is anguished. Listeners, if you're not watching the video stream.
Yeah.
Is she
Same,
still out
though.
flying around?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
Wait, you went out?
She's still
No,
waiting.
No, I'm still
She's waiting on you.
waiting. I was hoping that someone would have caved by now and I would have gotten direction.
It hasn't been that long.
Okay,
couple
Crash,
minutes.
hurry.
Okay. Karash, you get there a little bit ahead of Isaac. So, Isaac, you don't hear the very first part of this, but you walk down in that area just shortly after. He says, I don't know what the hell you guys are or what's happening, but we don't even know where he went.
Why are you here?
To make money for the blades.
And
Yeah, this is about the point where you walk down there.
I'm gonna hearing this. Sorry, Karash, but I'm gonna say that doesn't matter right now. You don't know where he went. What exit did he leave from?
There's only one exit to and from this place. This is it. When we want to come down to the hideout, stay for a few days when we're in the area, catch up on the latest news, this is what we use. We come in here, we stay, then we head to other areas.
So he's still in the tunnels then.
No, he had other means of leaving.
Magic?
Said there's only one exit. What is the other way he got out?
I don't really know his deal, but he had some other ability that let him travel in different ways than just coming through and to and from an entrance.
Have you ever seen him use it?
Look, I don't know what you want from me here.
And I'm gonna grab him by the fucking collar. I'm gonna say, "Have you seen him use it?"
No.
And I'm going to brush it, like, yeah, kind of like toss him back and just tell Karash he doesn't know anything. And but I have one last idea, and I'm gonna leave and go try to find Mr. Shard.
I'm gonna keep asking him how he makes his money.
Okay. The Reader's Digest version of the conversation that carries on with you.
It's like a nice business thing. You're like,
Right.
hey, man, so like, how do you make your money? Because I was thinking of investing and like,
Well, you
No,
see,
I want to know what their
Deals out
business is out here.
What brought you into this business?
you know, we're venture capitalists, and if you move enough products, you can start moving your way up the list, and then eventually you're starting to get compensation, and you can make trips to other countries, and it's really great.
The real way you make the money is you get your friends into the business,
Yes.
and they'll start, and their cash flow is coming into your cash flow, and
Exactly.
they get their friends, and their cash flow is coming into your cash
So,
flow, and pretty soon,
Mr.
I wish I wasn't
Shard,
so familiar with those. Yeah, so
I-
Isaac comes back upstairs.
I say, he doesn't know anything, and well, I'm just gonna bring him up to speed, and then I'm gonna ask. You have used, because you announce when you use detect magic, right? You don't just say detect magic, or you don't just use it. You say
I'd
it.
say the
You've used some means to detect magic before. If this other member used a magical means to escape, can you track him?
It is possible, but the range of my ability is not very far, so I would say if he is gone now, he is probably gone forever. And I look at Lena and I tell her to go the direction that's opposite the way the tunnel goes. Does that make sense?
What way does the tunnel go?
East.
So I should
Oh,
go-
so you already went west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's what I mean. Because the tunnel goes east. He would not try to come back out west if he used his ability. He would try to go east. So go east
Okay.
and see if you can find him.
'Kay.
That's our
Yeah.
best lead.
Okay, make a perception check, Lena, as you go fly in that direction then. Assuming you want to. I don't want to pigeonhole you into listening
Oh
to the
yeah.
shard.
No, this is I just want to get this situation done.
While you're working on that, Karash, he's not especially... So he's trying to be as forthcoming as he can, and you can even get that sense from him that he's not, like, withholding for trying to be deceptive or anything. It's more that he's just a grunt who doesn't know a ton. But he fills you in that essentially there's not a lot of business that goes through this farm, especially. They're not like a holding place or a warehouse of sorts, but it's more of a place where they touch down in the area, exchange information. There are some deals they do in the area, and sometimes they're going to try and fence the stuff they steal from nearby towns, but it's not like it's a hugely money-making venture on its own. It's more about the fact that it's a gateway to just having a place in the area where they can get to others.
And
Okay,
and
but
I
their
don't mean
business.
to interrupt Business 101 really quick. Just before Lena left, I wanted to tell her, if you see him, keep your eye on him and like give us a signal.
Okay. I don't know how. Sure.
You have fire. That's why I would.
I don't think she can use it as a dragon, and she's also going to be potentially up to like miles away.
Yeah, that's the
She
concern.
can use it as a dragon, but she has before. But yeah, okay. Well, I'll still say try to give us a signal.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
So for sure, they're what they're doing out here is basically just theft in one way or another, burglary or what else, something like that.
Essentially.
Okay.
It tells you that there's going to be some containers with possessions in them from whatever they were able to grab, but that they were having a hard time in Harnstead, which is the closest place, and that a lot of other places people were not coming back here and dumping things off. They would just use this as, like, again, a temporary place to stay, maybe lay low for a couple days if they pulled a job somewhere and then head elsewhere.
And is he willing to tell me why everyone's so afraid of the organization? Like what they're afraid is going to happen?
He seems hesitant, but because of the summation of your roles so far and the clusterfuck happening in the dirt outside the farmhouse right now, he says, I probably shouldn't say anything about this, but look, the bottom line is you join this group because you have nowhere else to go, and sometimes that works out great and you can work together and make something of yourself, I guess, but sometimes the people who run it are not very pleased with your results, and they get a little angry at you, and sometimes you end up hurt or dead, and you kind of accept it with this line of work, but let's just say there are people who'll probably be displeased about what's going on here today.
And is your leader, this Goroth, a good man?
Well, I don't know if I'd call Garoth our leader. I always called him the same name you did.
Sorry.
That's fine. I don't know if I would call Garoth a leader, but he's definitely the most reasonable of the bunch. He's smarter than a lot of us are. A lot of us are just kind of trying to make do and don't really have a mind for any kind of planning. We just get pushed in a direction and we go, but he's been helpful to us when he can be. There's not a lot of camaraderie here. You know, it's with this group, it's more about just making do for yourself and still making sure you contribute to the greater cause. And other than that, if the thing goes south, you get cut loose.
Do you think they will hurt you if they think you talked to me?
I think they're going to hurt us for what happened here regardless of whether or not we talked to you. It's part of why people aren't talking.
Oh. Then, God be with you, child. I'm going to put the thing back down and punch him hard enough to make it look like I was beating the hell out of him, and then drag his ass back out and leave him in the dirt.
Okay. We'll say he takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. Lena, your perception check.
19.
Heading out to the east now. It's difficult because it's nighttime. You do have dark vision in both your original form and this one, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
I'm pretty sure I have it in this form as well.
I believe you
will
do.
Fact
Double check.
it for you. No. Yep, dark vision.
Okay. Heading out to the east now. Similar scenes to the west in the sense that you see all sorts of almost ready to be harvested crops, and you're keeping a keen eye out to see, like, is there any darting between them? Is there anything that sticks out as far as something that shouldn't be there, or some kind of like other hatch, even though you know that's not really supposed to be what's happening here, like there's only supposed to be the one exit. Still don't see anything. Now, the good news, at least as far as that roll goes, is you see nothing, and you're pretty confident you would have seen something. So you can effectively rule out both of those two directions based on your rolls on them, because you're pretty confident, not 100%, but you feel pretty strongly about your tracking abilities. You're pretty confident if there had been something there, you would have detected it, or he's beyond your range now as far as you're willing to go.
Okay.
Folks, back at the farm, what you up to?
I'm going to put all of our new friends back together again as best they can get. If any of them look like they're going to be dying badly or anything like that, except maybe the bag of dicks that I don't care for anymore, and wrap them back up and talk and put them into a lump, and then I'm going to gather everybody back up as best I can and explain to them that they were being thieves basically to make money, and that that's about all there is, and that they've got.
Explain that to them.
I'm going to just dead stare at Koresh.
And we should probably investigate the tunnels before we leave.
This is actually wonderful news. The last member has apparated somewhere, but he was not here to witness this ambush.
Appa what?
He
That's
floated
true.
through the walls, so to speak.
That's about all we can hope for. That's a good point, Mr. Shard. I suppose we should... Well, we can investigate the tunnels, or we can worry about bringing these apprehended to justice.
We could take them with us.
Tessian's like, tell you what, Isaac, why don't you watch these men you care about, and me and the Shard will go check the tunnels.
I don't think I'll be leaving Karash's side.
Why don't we just take them down the stairs and leave them in the hallway, stick to the wall, and leave someone with them? It's not like they can run away.
We could just leave them where they are. I'll stay watch with them.
No, Grail, why don't you go? I'll stay
The
back.
tunnels?
I'll stay back.
You sure?
I'm positive.
All right. If you insist. Tessian, shall we?
And he'll let Grail go first. You know, ladies
Alright.
and all.
Yes, indeed. All right. Exploring time.
I'll go with them, I guess.
Oh,
If
so
if
now,
Isaac's gonna watch them,
Of foursome! Hey!
Lena, you do come back from your rounds in time to see them starting to head into the house.
Okay. I will transform back into my regular form. Tell Isaac, since he's the only one there, that I looked as far as I could. And I think I was being quite thorough. I don't see any trace of him in either direction.
I figured as much. I was looking for your signal, and when I didn't see anything,
I'm sorry I wasn't able to track him down.
That's okay. We tried. We narrowed it down, like you said. So, and I explained to her what they're doing. That they're exploring the tunnels, and
Okay.
Do we pass the farmers?
As you go into the house, yes. Lena, are you going to stay with Isaac, or are you going with them?
I'm gonna stay, I think. I don't want to go back into a dark, dank tunnel.
Okay.
I'm good.
So you do pass the farmers, who are still looking shocked, but don't say anything as you come back towards the house.
Yes.
I'm gonna apologize as we go through again.
I do believe upstairs was the correct choice the first time I made it for you.
Oh, damn.
And you see the farmer with a resolve that you didn't expect at this point. He says, "Are you going to threaten us too, boy?"
Boy, very interesting, considering I'm much older than you will ever be.
Oh, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Our apologies for what happened out there. It happened, and I'm sorry. And we're going to go inspect the tunnels and make sure there's no one else out there. and we will leave after that. You have our word.
Well, do what you must, I suppose.
What, Karash? What? What is it? Why are you
Nothing.
laughing?
Because
We need to.
we use the expression "you have our word" again. I'm just kind of like,
I don't want to hassle these poor people anymore. We need to get out.
I agree.
All right. Let's make quick work of this. I'm very, very done with this.
So as Tessian and Grail and Karash and the Shard head back towards the tunnel to see what they can find back where the others were staying, we will take a break there. When we resume next time, we'll see what they discover in the underside, if anything. We'll see if Isaac and Lena can hold off poor people outside who have been strangled or drowning or still all tied together. Maybe they can fight them off as a group. And we'll see what the future holds for our party as a whole next time on the Anachroschism.